Prepare your wallets, it's the Steam sale. And every day I will be recommending a different game from it for you to purchase, should you not have already made your mind up, you indecisive fool. Far Cry 2 was a game with amazing potential, but was utterly destroyed by a handful of decisions that made the game a crushing bore to play. Seriously, whoever the fuck thought that malaria would make an engaging game mechanic needs to be injected with it and left in an isolated room for a week. Far Cry 3 has managed to fix every one of these issues and create a sublime open world shooter in the process. Things don't exactly start off well. You play as frat dude bro Jason Brody, and are shown a montage of him and his equally dude bro friends being the most annoying cunts possible on their vacation in a tropical paradise. You're kind of rooting for them all to have a horrific plane crash, and then along comes a hero in the form of Vass, who kidnaps the little shits in order to extort money from their trust fund or keep them as slaves, or something else horribly diabolical that an evil island pirate lord would do. For a moment I was partly hoping the game would involve herding rich, ignorant frat boys into jungle traps composed of sharp punji sticks and angry lions. But alas, Jason escapes his captivity and must learn the ancient ways of the Rakat tribe in order to get enough magical tattoos to have the power to rid the island of Vass and the rest of his evil pirate crew. It's all a bit silly, but there's no malaria, so it's already winning on that front. Once the game actually begins to kick in, you kind of forget about all of that and even get to kind of like the main character of Jason Brody. He's at least a character that evolves with the player, starting out as an inexperienced pasty clueless kid in the jungle and building up a wealth of talents, eventually becoming rather the pirate killing and tiger hunting badass. Unfortunately, these changes will not be translated to your own pasty arse. He even begins to view his old dude bro frat boy friends in disdain when he eventually saves them and they spend all day shitting themselves and sobbing while he kills sharks with a machete and gets laid by tribal priestesses. His gradually improving menagerie of skills are all handled via a skill tree, which you upgrade during play with experience points. You can improve your health, speed and accuracy, as well as a few more fun abilities such as activating a hapless enemy's grenade from behind or leaping on enemies from above and instantly murderating them. Far Cry 3 has a strong desire to scratch the little hunter-gatherer itch inside all of us, not just literally from the satisfaction of hunting down the game's hugely varied and animated wildlife, from boars and tigers to goddamn Komodo dragons, but from the incremental reward system the game builds in to encourage the hunting and exploration in the first place. Everything in the game is upgradable: your weapons, ammo, the number of grenades you can hold, even inexplicably how much money you can put in your wallet. You upgrade all these things by exploring the world, hunting wildlife and foraging for plants. Hunting wildlife gives you the materials to gradually upgrade how much you can carry. Plants give you access to multiple health items, from a basic health restore to damage boosts, to serums that give you animal x-ray vision to make hunting easier, while exploring the world for radio towers and climbing to their steely heights, which also lets you take in the game's rather gorgeous horizons, lets you unlock weapons in the stores, which you can buy with cash from the missions or by selling scraps of animal hide and miscellaneous items you find dotted about. Further to this are various side missions which have you delivering medical supplies as fast as you can, or killing hordes of enemies with one particular weapon, the grenade being particularly fun in this, or assassinating targets in the ancient Rakat way, which involves stabbing them in the face. Completing this earns you cash that you can use to buy weapons and ammunition within these stores. You never feel like you're particularly forced into any of this, you just want to, as the process of doing so is so fun, and the incremental rewards give you a constant small buzz of satisfaction. Far Cry 3 is rather the lush paradise to explore, with soothing crystal clear pools of water that lie at the bottom of perilous waterfalls, and thick jungle canopies which you can happily sneak through when stealthily trying to take out enemies. Obviously to find that the hunter becomes the hunted, and a tiger has been stalking you the entire time, and is now eating your face, and you're now staring at the menu screen feeling shocked and sad. It has multiple action pockets in the form of enemy bases. You capture these by killing all the enemies inside, and for your trouble the base becomes a shiny gun store, a fast travel location, and unlocks various side missions within it. You also gain a hefty amount of XP to upgrade your skills. You can capture these bases in numerous creative ways, from sniping all the enemies from afar, to shooting free animals within the camp and letting them tear the way through it themselves, or sneaking around silently killing everyone with your shiny machete. Why they keep precarious cages full of pissed off lions, tigers and bears, oh my, I do not know, but it's certainly hilarious to see an enraged bear kill an entire camp for you, and for you to get a stealth capture reward in the process to boot, since I guess they never saw you, right? Stealthiest bears are the best bears. The stealth should really be mentioned. as it's particularly superbly well done. A bar appears, which slowly fills up should the enemy be alerted, and slowly slides down should you manage to hide. It sounds simple, but is really intuitively done. This combined with a throw rock ability that actually distracts guards, and a host of awesome stealth weaponry from silent sniper rifles to a bow and arrow, because 2012 was kind of the year of bow and arrow in games, as well as the various fun stealth takedowns. The game encourages you to be stealthy by making it fun and rewarding, rather than forcing you to do so like many games do. Although it does sometimes shoot itself in the foot a little by adding a few stealth force missions here and there, but they are fortunately few and far between. My favourite method of stealth clearing a camp is creeping around placing landmines and then slowly luring enemies towards them with the sound of your thrown little pebbles. Do it right and everybody will be blowing themselves up left, right and centre, all none the wiser to who the fuck is doing it. This is not to say that the more action-packed route is lacking. Shooting is tight, smooth and satisfying. You have a wide arsenal of weapons, which although they do not differ too much from what we've come to expect from a first-person shooter. Rifles, pistols, snipers, shotguns, and all sorts of explosives like grenade launchers and rocket launchers, they all work really well in tandem, and can all be gradually and incrementally upgraded. And customised. You can only pick 4 weapons at once, and that's when you've fully upgraded all your weapon slots, so you will have to make some tricky decisions in the game. Shotguns, for example, are particularly good against animal attacks, but not exactly the most stealthy of options, while sniper rifles are also for picking apart a camp from a distance, but very awkward against surprise tiger attacks. Pistols make a great stealth weapon, but don't always pack the punch you may always want from something like an assault rifle. I do love the ability and freedom to explore the game world and tackle its various missions in a playstyle that suits me, though there does seem to be a stealth-action dichotomy, and not much developed on top of that within games. Still, the only advancement I can think of is some sort of lengthy dialogue and quest structure, which lets you deal with things more diplomatically or creatively through that, rather than just violently, but either sneaky violently or explode everything violently. But then again, we start talking about more of an RPG than a first-person shooter, so perhaps it's not a valid criticism. Combination of all these factors, the wide open gorgeous worlds to explore, the small incremental upgrades you get from playing, the interactive wildlife and the angry pilots you can kill in any way you want, makes an immersive and engrossing experience, which solves all the issues of a Series 4 bearer, making Far Cry 3 a complete bargain for the $4.99 you can find it on Steam right now. It's also a really meaty offering too, with a huge island to explore, and even when you think the game is drawn to its conclusion, it simply opens up more and lets you have even more fun. There's also fucking guard dogs. I still hate fucking guard dogs.